funny little stretch sesh. So come on to your mats. If you don't have a strap, a yoga strap, a towel or a belt works really well, all right? Anything you've got. So it can be, but you'll just don't overstretch with it. You know, you don't want to let it take you. You want to control it a little bit. So start on your backs. You don't need blocks, but if you have 2 blocks and you want to put your knees on them so that they're a little bit elevated, you can also use 2 pillows or anything else. Lay on your back, soles of the feet, they don't have to touch. In fact, let's not touch them, but bring them a little separate apart. And take one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and start to breathe. So we're just, I'm gonna hopefully relieve some of the little feelings that you might have from yesterday's workout, or in anticipation of Michelle doing it today, maybe give you a little additional stretch or an early stretch for it. So just start to slow down and breathe a little bit. Again, let your knees fall apart and let your soles of your feet be a little further apart than touching. All right? So you just have a little bit more space. Inhale. And then empty the breath. Cindy, you're not on camera, but I hope you're there. All right, so it's just a couple more rounds of this breath. And then take your right arm and make it a goal post. And take your left arm and make it a goal post. And with that, there comes a little bit of arching in the back. And just for right now, just let it be natural, wherever it is. Try to expand through the belly, ribs, and the chest. Fill up nice and strong. And then start to stretch your right leg out straight, and then your left leg out straight, so that the legs are not close together. They're a little bit, maybe even wider than your hips. Cross your left ankle over your right leg. Just let it hang out there. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist and stretch up and over. Hi, Sin. Good morning. And just stretch the long side of your body. So your left side will be the long side right now, and the right side will be a little bit compressed. No force, just a nice little, get yourself a little more hammocky, Karen. A little bit more of a longer accent on the left side. Good. Keep your shoulder down, Deb. Yeah, just keep your left shoulder down. Don't force it, but just don't roll over to the side. And then come back to center. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. Right ankle over left ankle. Take a hold of your right hand with your left hand, and instead of leaning onto your left side, just turn your torso so you have a slight C curve in the left side of your spine and a nice elongation on the right side of your spine. All right. Come on back to center. Inhale. Release your arms down by your side. Bend your knees. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees knock in together. And then bring both knees over to the right side. Keep the feet wide. If you have blocks, you can elevate your foot or your knee again. Now, if you can and you want, right ankle above the left knee. And walk your left foot away from the center. So the hip will slightly turn down, but the weight of the leg is going to help you stretch out into the outside of your hip, your IT band, your that Starbucks drink tensor fascial latte. Right? So the outer hip bands. Take another breath. Just feel the heaviness of the leg on the ankle on the leg, and you'll notice a little deep stretch into your left hip. Good. Inhale, come back into the center. Keep your leg crossed and cross it all the way over. Move your hips right and let your knees fall over to the left side. Spinal twist. And here you can have a little bit of the right shoulder lifting, not too much. Again, you don't want to be all the way onto your left side because you're going to lose some of the benefit of the stretch into the shoulder and waist area, lower back. And anything anything you choose to do with your arms. You can bring the right arm a little higher up over your head if that feels good, wherever you are. Good. Uncross the legs. Bring the knees a little higher to the shoulders, going for a deeper twist. And then open your arms up and come back to center. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Move your hips over to the, your knees over to the left side. Put your left ankle on your right knee above it and walk your right foot. It's going to probably be off your mat. Walk it out a little bit to the right side. And again, let the weight of your left leg and gravity carry the right leg down. No force outside of that, right? Come back to center. Keep the leg crossed. Walk your right leg underneath you. Cross the left leg over. Move the hips left. And let both knees fall to the right side. You can gently bring your right hand to guide the legs down. And the left arm wherever you'd like to have it. Out to the side. You just do want to get that opening in the shoulder and chest. And open the arms out. Release the knees. And bring them a little closer to your right shoulder. Now we're going to get to our hands and knees, so if you need padding, take some extra padding. If you need to stand up and do it as a lunge, that's fine. Draw into your back, hug your knees into your chest. Take your little easy happy baby. So just actually, let's not even hold on to the feet for a moment. Hold on under your thighs. Widen your legs so they're wider than your waistline. They probably should be as wide as your mat. Soles of the feet to the sky, and we're just kind of hanging out here for a moment. You can rock side to side. My little grandbaby has found happy baby pose in her day. All day long, she's on her back. All right, so come here and pull the knees down to your chest. And then draw your knees back together. You can use a little momentum here, roll like a ball, come up to cross-legged, and you know what, we'll stay here for a few moments. So sit cross-legged, let's do the same leg, left leg in front of right, cross not just your ankles, but cross so the feet are underneath the knees. Take your hands on top of your thighs or your knees, lift your chest up. Inhale on the extension, exhale, tuck the chin in and round your back, scoop out your belly. Inhale, bring yourself up, hinge a little forward. Get into the glutes, the hips. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, pull yourself up and forward. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, come up to sitting. And then move your torso in circular motions. As big or small as you want to meet. Good. And then reverse the circles. Oh, I know it's tough in the morning, you get stuff early. And come on back to center, lift up nice and tall, inhale. Reach your arms behind you, stretch your fingers in either direction, and just lift your chest up. Pull your chest over, shoulders back. We also worked a little bit of chest yesterday, and shoulders, so you should feel that. Yes, we did, Debbie's saying. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Lean back, shake out your legs, and switch the cross of the legs. It's good when I have my big screen. I can read your lips. Be careful what you say. Adjust your hips. It's one of those things. You never know. I'm glad. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, take the left arm out. It just, you never know what technology is going to do that day. Lengthen your spine, inhale, and twist a little deeper. Maybe there's a way of setting it up so that it gets on correctly. I just never know which way that is. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale for length and exhale for depth. Good. Inhale back to center. This time we're going to take a little forward stretch. Hinge forward, walk forward, stop where you start to feel it. For me, it doesn't take very long. Relax your neck and shoulders, push the hips back. Breathe in, breathe out. Take another breath and walk your hands back in. Lean back, shake out your legs, and we're going to get onto our hands and knees. All right, we won't be here forever, so you can do this if you need to, with your sitting on a bench, or straddling the bench, or just having your hands on the bench. So step your right foot forward. If you have yoga blocks, grab them, just put them on either side of the right leg, and place your hands on top of it. You can have them any height, so it depends on your flexibility and where we're at today. So the right knee is over the ankle, and the left knee is behind you. And this will help a little with the hips from yesterday, but we also had a little bit of hamstring stuff going on, so we'll work on that. Press your big toe down for right now. Just allow your body to hinge. Try not to collapse on your thigh. And actually, if possible, walk your right leg out a little bit to the right so you're a little bit more to the inside of the leg rather than right on top of the leg. Yeah, breathe in and out. Okay. And then let's go ahead and straighten the leg and turn the toes up. You can walk the blocks back with you or just stay there, or you can even turn them higher if you want a little bit. If you're like me and you're tight in your hamstrings. But we're going to just rock back and forth a little bit here. So inhale, come back into the lunge. And then straighten the front leg. You got it, Ro. Rebend the front knee, look forward. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, rebend. Alright, we're going to straighten the front leg. Take your blocks if you have them, bring them back behind you. So you're going to sit up a little taller. So if you don't have blocks, you're just going to come up as high as you can. Turn your toes to the right side, so actually out of the hip. So notice a slightly different sensation on the hamstring. One more big breath. Good. Now, keep the toes turned to the angle, put the foot back on the floor, and take both hands on the inside of your right leg. Sink your hips really low. Take your left hand forward. Bend your back leg, your left leg. Some of you, that's going to be fine. Maybe take your right arm and reach for it. Strap will help too. It's a really interesting sunrise over here. You can see through that window. It's kind of a cloudy, foggy, but it's really cool looking. Open up your right shoulder chest. I'm also distracting you from the stretch of the quad. One more big breath. Keep your foot down, Karen. Big toe down though. One more breath. Let go of the foot gently. Hands on the inside of your right leg. Step your right knee back. Open your knees as wide as the mat and sit into your child's pose. Stretch your hips all the way back. Reach your fingers forward. Push your hips back to your heels. Inhale. And exhale. Alright, come on back to your hands and knees. And take your left foot forward in between your two hands. Hands on the block are just a nice way to elevate your chest. If you don't have blocks, speak more to your fingertips. Yeah, so bring the other leg forward, whichever leg you did before, switch it. So you're dropping into your right hip a little bit. Back foot is firm, front toes are down. Knee could be slightly over. Try not to collapse your body on your thigh. So again, walk your foot a little bit more to the left so you're a little bit more on the inside of your thigh. And breathe. Good. Now inhale, straighten your leg. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, just a few breaths. Pull the left hip back and the right hip forward. Now you can have your toes up or down, you can have your blocks up or down, further back, further forward. This depends on where you get the best sensation for you today. Breathe in, breathe out. If you're going to walk around New York a lot, you want to have your legs nice and warm. Now let's go back and forth a couple times. Bend the knee and straighten the leg. Bend the knee and straighten the leg. Bend the knee Straighten the leg. Bend the knee. Now let's take the blocks with us back on the highest height if you have them. Straighten the leg. Otherwise you could be on your fingertips. And straighten the leg and turn the toes to the left a little bit. Ooh, hello hamstrings. What's going on there this morning? Good. So you should not be putting a lot of weight on your right patella. Sit back behind it a little bit. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Good, now we're gonna bend the knee but keep the toes turning out to the side. Bring the hands on the inside of your left leg. Sink a little bit lower, get into your inner groins and your hips. This is great, guys, if you sit a lot in your day, and I mean a lot of us do. Take your right arm forward a little bit. You can stay as you are or bend your right leg, and some of you might choose to grab a hold of the foot. And if you do, try to stay off the knee again. Keep moving forward. So there's a deeper sensation in the quadricep. Front muscles of the thighs. Love it, Ro. Breathe. Rotate your torso. One more big breath. Good, now if you're holding the foot, carefully let it go. Bring the hand back around. Step your left leg back. Widen your knees as big as the mat. Touch your toes together. And stretch your arms out in front of you. Let your hips sink down to your heels. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk both hands over to the right side. And then walk both hands over to the left side. Come back to the center. Walk your hands forward and come back to your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. Tuck your toes, dip your belly, cat pose. A cow pose. Exhale, round and curl. Now cat pose. Pull the belly in, spread your shoulders. Inhale, drop your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl, top of the foot, shin down. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, come back to neutral, but walk your hands a little forward. Make circles all the way around. I'm glad you could hear the music because I love this song. This way. And then reverse it. This is a goofy little song. Come back and forth, a little bit back, a little bit forward, drop your chest, open your heart, push back, come back center, and then push your hips all the way back. Find that child's pose one more time. Inhale, come on back up. Now, if you have a block or you're on a seat, take the block the long way between your legs. Just send your legs forward and have a seat. For Michelle, just sit on the floor. You can sit in a nice wide-legged, or if you have a pillow that will elevate you. Open your knees wide. Take your hands on the inside of your legs. And, sorry, I know there's bad words in this song too. Bring the elbow of the tricep and the inner knees towards each other. Bring your hands to prayer. So if you're on the floor, you could just reach your arms out forward as well to get a little bit of support there. Open your knees wider if you can. Good. All right. Take your left hand outside of your left shin, outside of your left foot. Right arm opens up, twist. Oh, here comes the sun. You can stay there because it's fine. Or some of you might want to take your right arm behind and your left arm in front, and Michelle will have a harder time of it because of being further down on the floor. So just go with the flow, guys. Just go where you can go. So your shoulder chest opening, your inner thigh opening. Breathe in, breathe out. Release the bind if you have it. Come back to center with both arms. Take your right arm outside your right shin and perhaps Take your left arm, bind it in front of the shin. Nice. One more breath. Release the arms. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale, come back. Let's just stand up for a moment and stretch it all out. So take your feet forward, move your block again to the side. If you need your strap, you use your strap. Otherwise, interlace your fingers behind your back and take your arms back and over your head. Soften your knees, shift the weight so the weight is over more towards the balls of your feet than your heels. In other words, we're not leaning back, we're leaning a little bit forward, but your heels don't lift the ground. If you have a strap, stay where you are. If you're not holding a strap, bring your arms down and switch the cross of your fingers and then fold again. Take another breath. Forward fold. That's all it is. It's a forward fold. If you're holding the strap, you can let it go. Release your arms. Walk your hands forward. Walk your legs back. Just find a downward facing dog. Bend the right knee to drop the heel to the floor. Then the left knee, drop the other heel to the floor. Come up on your tippy toes and lower your heels towards the floor. And then come back down to your hands and knees. Send your legs around to the side. Come all the way down to the floor and take your strap with you. Have everything else nearby. You're going to lay down on the floor onto your backs. If you have a strap, you don't have to hook it up, you can, or you can even shorten the stance. I have a pretty long strap. And by the way, these come very easily off of this thing called the internet and Amazon. Or, I think I might have forgotten it, but anyway. Bend your right knee. Take it around the bottom of your foot. Take the strap around the bottom of the foot, not your knee. And keep your left leg bent for now. Now choke up on the band so you're not using your bicep strength here. Just leave your arms as straight as you can. Also meaning you're going to have to get a little more reach. Otherwise, bend the elbows if you need to. Bring the right knee towards the right shoulder, so a little bit offside. And then just see if you want to straighten your left leg on the floor or not. Take your band into your right hand or your foot or your strap, your towel, and bring it over to the right shoulder a little bit more. So all I'm doing is just moving from my hip rather than my knee or ankle, right? Left hand, put it on your left hip to remind that left hip to stay down on the floor as opposed to, you're gonna have to bend your elbow here, by the way, most likely, to pull the right leg in. Now, begin to straighten the right leg, but keep it out to the side, so loosen the strap, loosen the choking on it, and open the right leg out to the side as far as you can go without lifting your left hip up. Your arm is helping to support you. Extend the right. This is like what we do this standing sometimes. Ardha Baddha Paschimottanasana, big toe grip, Hanukrishtasana. All right, so keep your left. Oh, I like the wall, Michelle. Love it, love it. It's my favorite thing in the world to use. Yep, good for you. Use it. So that's going to help her keep on target here. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center, switch arms. Now, if you're in a small space and you need to, adjust, you adjust. You'll bend your knee if you have to. Otherwise, try to keep the leg straight as it goes across the body. Open the right leg. Oh, I'm almost so jealous of the wall, Michelle. She's like, I'm not. I've been in super small spaces in my yoga career. Last year when we were in Lisbon, I had about a 2x4 space to practice yoga in, but I did it. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come back up to the center. Keep the legs straight in the air. One or two hands, bring the leg closer to your face. Try to keep the leg straight. So if the leg starts to bend and the strap doesn't give you assistance, back your leg away from your face. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. This is where you want your arms straight. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. And then bend your knee, bring your head back down. Switch the legs. Bend the right leg, put it on the floor. Bend the left knee, grab a hold of it. Bring your knee a little bit offside, towards the left side of your body, towards your left shoulder. And then you're going to decide whether it's okay for your body to straighten the right leg out. Good, bring it a little bit more to the left side, bend the knee a little bit more so the arm's probably going to bend. Keep your right hand on your hip, remind it to stay down. As you begin to straighten the leg, release the band, the choke on the band. And then take your arm out to the left side. Your leg out to the left side. But when you do this standing, it's a lot harder to stay balanced. Keep the right hip down. So when we do this standing, the hip wants to hike as well. So we want to keep the pelvis level here. Just good practice for another time. And then straighten the leg as much as you can. Use the wall, that will help. Inhale back to center. Switch over. Inhale, come back to center, straight leg. Pull your leg closer to you. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then slowly bend the knees. Move the strap out. Bring the knees to your chest. Take your feet, line them up with your sitting bones. Reach your arms towards your heels. Tilt your pelvis. Yeah, you see it's Shavasana and Daisy's ready. Lift your hips up in the air. Feet down on the floor. Walk your arms underneath your back. Bridge pose. Line up your knees with your heels, knees with your hips. Push down through your shoulders, lift a little higher. Inhale. And exhale, release your arms, upper mid, lower back to the floor. Draw the knees into the chest. And take one more spinal twist. Open your arms to the side. Legs over to the left side, Go as high as, deep as you want. You could wrap, you could double wrap. You can be in a simple twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, shift the legs, the hips left, the legs right. And then draw yourself back to center. Wrap your hands around your shins. Inhale. Lift your head and shoulders. Exhale, round and curl. And then lay yourself all the way down on the floor. Take a few moments here if you have them. Stretch the arms long, 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 long. Take a big breath. And then let go of the arms, let go of the body, and let go of everything that you don't need to have with you right now. Always a great opportunity to find some space to do nothing, some time to do nothing, and just let your body surrender. And if you're home, stay home safely, stay healthy.